Hello and welcome to this week's edition of WCS Sports Connection. I'm your co-host, Jimmy Qualls, and with us as always is our local wrestling expert, Tate Mathews. We're going to talk wrestling real quick, but it is tournament time here in Tennessee, and I love it very much. It's my favorite thing next to March Madness, Tate, is that district tournament. That first round, everybody gets tight. It's 0-0 record-wise, and I love nothing more to watch those underdogs come in and have a great game plan and see it pulled off.
It's an exciting time, and you're right. There will be some surprises. We know that, right? We don't know who it is yet, but
we know. I can't wait.
Oh, you do? You got the crystal ball?
Me and you are going to go.
Are we buying and selling?
Buying and selling. We know who it is. We know who it's going to be, right?
I'm fired up.
Before we get into it, let's talk about wrestling. The individual state tournaments coming up. They're going through the process right now. Regional tournaments are over. Qualifications are up. And who do we have?
Well, Brentwood won the region championship. Now, again, we've already had the duels. This is to go into the individual, and it's kind of like we talk about all the time, Dr. Qualls. There's a difference between dual matches and then when we get into the individuals, and this was very clear. Brentwood won the tournament. They won the region tournament. Independence finished second, and Centennial finished third, which Centennial was clearly there was no doubt about it. They were the best dual match team in Wilco all year long.
What's the strategy difference in the dual versus individual?
Well, you're going for the total amount of points, right? So, if you have a better 14 than say, all these guys are trying to qualify on their own, right? So you're taking the total weight classes and all the points. There's strategy that goes in that. Maybe moving a guy who normally wrestles 285, maybe bumping him down to 220. Because you can't beat the 285 guy. You see what I'm saying? Or it could be even something as detailed as we can't get pinned at 220. This guy can't beat him, but at least he won't get pinned, and our regular guy will. You know what I'm saying? So Centennial had a great output. What I'm saying, though, is anytime they wrestled, Centennial was the best dual match. Brentwood came in and won the region tournament, but there was a lot of great things that came out of it. Brentwood came in first, Independence second, Centennial third.
So names that keep popping up on that Brentwood: Colby Finch,
Tank
Star,
Skylar Coffey.
Yeah.
So Skylar Coffey won the region. Obviously, I think he's 46-1. Can't wait to see what he does in the state tournament. Big Tank Star, the Citadel commit signing. Well, I guess he's a signee now.
Yep.
He won the heavyweight, which. That's a great story because Tank didn't want to wrestle this year, wanted to concentrate on football, didn't want to mess up. Well, guess what? Tank wrestled this year. Tank signed a football scholarship to go play at the Citadel. I don't think wrestling hurt him, right?
We're not specializing.
So all those specializing experts out there. But anyway, so great for him to win. And then my man Johnny Mac Feldhacker won at 160, which – you want to talk about a guy this guy's been wrestling since he came out of the womb. So congratulations to him. But really neat. Independence had the most qualifiers. They're going to send 8 to the state tournament. Brentwood, Centennial, and Franklin. I thought that was great. Shout out to Coach Cathy, first year as the head coach, Tucker Cathy. Brentwood, Centennial, Franklin are all sending 7 to the state tournament. Summit sending 5, Page sending 3. And Ravenwood is sending 1. So congratulations to all them. Obviously, Nolensville and Fairview will be very well represented in AAA.
Obviously, Clevenger for Fairview and Miller for Nolensville will make some noise at that tournament. I can't wait to see how that plans out. All right, basketball. Before I get to basketball, I failed to mention 70 athletes, WCS Sports Conference athletes signed last week, national letter of intent. It's pretty impressive.
Very impressive, and as always, all the sports were represented, and you saw everything from the Citadel to University of Colorado.
We had 15 colleges is what it amount to. Different colleges.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah. Always cool.
All right, on the girls' side, we're going to try to wade through this, Tate. It could be there's so many seedings up for grabs. We know, obviously, by the time this airs, it will be hashed out. But until that point in time, we have to play like it's not. We have 1 game left remaining in 11 AAA play. Let's start with Brentwood. Brentwood Lady Bruins 16-9, 9-6. They beat Centennial 71-26 last Friday. Brentwood made 15 threes, Tate, which brings us to the WCTV Play of the Week. All 15 threes made.
Down and keep the pressure on defense against these Lady Bruins. It could end up being a little bit closer than normal, but right on cue, Delaney Churchill with the three-pointer. Hosting a strong Lady Bruins team as Emily Churchill misses the first one, goes back for the second. But defensively, the rebounds are not coming for the Lady Cougars as Emily Truchel with another chance. And once again, Osgood to Truchel, and she hits again. Thread being hard for Centennial to match up against has Delaney Truchel once again from 3.
I mean, it's been the lid on the basket.
Osgood looking for her first
There
3.
we go.
Good, and Wampler playing catch over there in the corner. Osgood open for 3, and that right there is going to happen most of the time as Chloe Wampler with the 3-pointer to start the second half scoring.
And I'll tell you this.
Almost
missed her right there, I believe.
Osgood getting hot. The steal. Hot hand, Osgood. Hits once again.
Right there.
Absolutely. The first half for sure. Offensively and defensively.
Wow. I mean,
trying to look inside towards Haley Hanna.
You get that one touch, and that just opens it up.
That's all day long.
Yeah.
I pretty much solidified Brentwood and Wampler with the 3 there. So
It's Stockhoff for 3. Comfortable with it.
Osgood.
Deadly Parker.
You know, it's just one of those you just kind of stop and watch, hold your breath.
She just, oh my, what a play. Wampler on the finish after the pass by Osgood.
As you can think, I really need to get back into the record books and see. It's 15 in one game of record.
If it's not, it's very close. I mean, my gosh.
That's a bunch.
That's a bunch, man.
Well, Coach Miles Thrash right now, his team is looking really, really good. Coming down the stretch, they've been Jekyll and Hyde all year. They've probably lost some games that he thought they probably should have won. But I really, if we're buying and selling, which we're not doing at this point in time, Lady Bruins have got to be on the uptick of things. Independence is who they play this week. It's the last game left. Brentwood did win that game 54-49 last time they played. If Brentwood and Ravenwood both win, they'll finish at 10-6. Brentwood will win the tie, and they'll get third. However, Old Sparty's got something to say about this. If Brentwood and Summit both win, it'll be a coin toss. If all 3 win,
who flips the coin?
That's a great question.
Is it you?
I think I'll have to be there for the.
God, we got to put that on Twitter.
If all 3 win, Summit and Ravenwood coin toss, Brentwood gets third because Brentwood has beaten Dixon. To keep that in mind, Brentwood has beaten Dixon twice, and that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've beaten them twice, so that really gives them the tiebreaker on anything. You look at their lineup right now: Emily Truchel, 16 points per game; Delaney Truchel, 13 points per game, and Amelia Osgood, the sophomore lefty, at 17 points per game.
Yeah, we talked about that. Brentwood's hard to figure out. When they're playing well, you look at their quality wins. They beat Dixon twice. Their quality wins are quality, and you see what they did the other night. So their losses are head scratchers to me. So I would think that.
So you think their wins are quality?
I think, yeah.
They're quality.
I think some of them are.
Quality.
Yeah.
Centennial. No, I'm just messing with you. Centennial 4-19, 1-14. They're at Ravenwood. They lost last time 68-22. We'll play Spring Hill in the 8-9 play-in game on Friday of this week. It's hard to believe this thing's here. I said that wrong. It's going to actually be on Thursday night of this week. Friday will be that first round matchup after the play-in game. You have to think, if we're going to look forward right now, Centennial's going to come in this game playing Spring Hill. That is a given. They split last time they played. Centennial's going to have to play a little better than what they've been playing to win this game. And what you get if you win the game? Page is going to sitting in the number 1 seed, and that's locked as well. But right now, Centennial in that 8-9 playing game against Spring Hill. Franklin, 13-12, 7-7 in District 11 AAA play. They are at Dixon. They lost last time 54-40. Keep your eyes out on this game right here because this could be a really good game. Franklin needs this win. Not necessarily for any of the tiebreaker scenarios. They are 8-7. That could put them at 9-7, which if Brentwood, Ravenwood, and Summit all 3 lose, then you've got a full-way tie.
Golly.
So that, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either.
But I think that Franklin's going to muddy it up enough here to get what they'd like to see is that 4-5 game. And, they lost, like I said, last time to Dixon County 54-40. You've got Spring Hill is who they play. They won 73-35. Go ahead and put a W in the column for the Lady Rebels. The Lady Rebels are going to finish at 9-7, as best I can see. The outcome, the likely outcome, would be a Franklin Summit coin toss for 5 and 6. Winner gets the 5 game on the road at the 4. Loser plays. Loser will play on the road as the number 6 seed, playing at the 3rd seed, which could be Summit, Ravenwood. I mean, it's just a head scratcher at this point in time. It is. But the likely scenario is coin flip. If we're looking at this, if it's done on paper, coin flip, particularly between Franklin and Summit for the 5-6 slot.
And those two, it's hard to make. They're all so close, man. I mean, those are going to be tough games.
It really is. Number 7 seed, Independence. That is clinched. That's locked. Indy will play in the 7th hole coming out. 6-18, 4-11 in 11 AAA play, Tate. They beat Spring Hill 84-51. They're at Brentwood. They lost last time 54-49. Right. You want to talk about quality wins. You said quality about 14 times last time. This is a good quality win for Independence. Nolensville is a quality win for Independence.
Yes.
Correct? Early in the year. We keep going back to that particular game just to show in the 7 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon that everybody's looking for during this time frame that anybody can win on any given night. The question is, will they beat Brentwood?
I don't know. Is it the team that shows up? And by the way, editor's note, it was 16 threes. So, Mr. Producer, just let us know.
In 16 qualities.
Should have gone with your gut.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Is it the team that shows up and hits 16 threes, or is it the team that won by 5 points last time? If it's the team shows up and hits 16 threes, whew, long night.
Prediction?
In that game?
Yes.
Brentwood.
Brentwood wins.
Lady Bruins.
They're going to clinch 7th place. Like I said, Indy's already done that, 7th place. Now they're waiting on the coin toss. Could be a potential foot race. I don't know how they're going to get all this tie-breaking mess out of the way out of those 4 teams, but they're waiting on that number 3 seed, which could, potentially be several different people. So Indy's sitting there and playing the waiting game. Page, they're not waiting. They're not having the waiting game at all. 24-3, 15-1. Beat Summit 54-40. They locked up 11 AAA. Have won 17 games in a row. Last loss, December the 11th. Tate, can anybody beat Page?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not in 11 AAA. The other night they scored 54 points. Delaney No leads the way with 16 points. Lily Wilkin had 11 and Faith had 15. So, again, that's –
anytime that happens, they're unbeatable.
I don't see it happen. And the other thing is – Coach Brock was talking about how well the defense played. He thought the defense bailed him out on that game. Those 3 had over 30 points, 40 points combined. So I don't see it happening. I think they're too deep. I think they're too talented. They run better than anybody, and I just don't see a letdown coming. I mean, think about that. You look at those 3 losses. One was, I think, to East Hamilton, right, at the beginning of the year. Riverdale, no shame in that, and then Dixon County. They haven't lost since early December.
That's correct.
That doesn't just happen. So, no, I don't think so. I think they're clearly the best. I don't see a letdown.
Well, they have a little bit of a waiting game. They're going to wait to see who wins the Spring Hill Centennial game purely on just to see who it is.
Right.
And then they're going to move forward. You have to play, but you've got to host them to go up to Page.
Was the one Dixon loss, was that at Dixon? Do you know?
I don't know that off. Mr. Producer will find that out for us. Ravenwood 14-9, 9-6 for Coach Mariska Harris. They beat Nashville Christian Friday night. Centennial is the game left for them. They beat Centennial last time 68-22. Likely the 4 seed. They're going to finish 10-6 on this. And the way I did my math, I'm sure it's wrong, is that they're going to win the tiebreakers once you go head-to-head at 10-6 to become into that 4 seed. So if you look at it, that 4 seed will play that 5 game, and that goes back to the Brentwood Summit potential coin flip. Well, Brentwood's going to win the Summit head-to-head unless Summit beats Dixon, and that means will have beaten Dixon twice, both of them, and then they have a coin flip on that. So it's crazy how this thing's going to play out. So Ravenwood right now likely to be in that 4 seed. That means they're hosting the 4-5 game and awaiting an opponent in that 5th seed. Summit 13-8, 9-6, lost to Page, like I said earlier. They have Dixon at home. That's the last game left. They did lose 54-40 last time. If they win, they'll finish 4th. If Brentwood wins, Ravenwood wins, they'd be 5th. So once again, I've made this complete. I hope Mr. Producer's got this on some subtitle. He's probably really mad at me right now because I don't even know. Who knows who's going to play? Reach in the bag, pull one out. That's who you got going there. And that wraps us up on the 11 AAA. Look, We'll get back to them in just 1 second. On the 12 AA side, congratulations to the Lady Knights of Nolensville, 20-6, 9-1, Tate, after they lost their leading scorer in the middle of the year. You never would have thought. Zoe Pillar's out for the remainder of the season. You thought they're going to hit a speed bump. They beat Community 54-48 to clinch. They also beat Marshall County the game before this, which a lot of people didn't think was going to happen because they squeaked by the first time with her. They don't have it the second time, but they all go ahead and pull out the win. They've won 5 in a row. They're the champions. And the way they do the 12 AA is that you get, if you're the champions, you get the bye. Regardless of what happens, you're in the region tournament.
I think that's great, and I think they're playing really, really well. They've changed, you know, and they've had some. Obviously now Grace Baird's the leading scorer. Parker stepped her game up in her scoring. Yep. Parker Leftwich, and so I think that. And I read a quote from Coach Ladd. You know, it took a little time to figure it out, but I think they feel like you know, you can't replace somebody like Zoe Pillar, but they're different now and they're playing at a high level, and I don't think they feel like their goals have not changed any. Would you agree with that?
There's no doubt. They're looking for the glass house all the way. They're going to have to get over the hump. Obviously, if they win that region, you start looking. I have not seen any of the 11 AA group outside of Camden when they played Fairview. Stewart County, Creekwood girls are 1 and 2 in that side. So if they match up with I really think Nolensville, Marshall County will be the 1-2 coming out of region play. I really believe that. So then the winner of that region championship game gets to host and probably stay opposite of East Nashville. That's the plan. If you can do that.
Who fell to Maplewood on Friday night.
That's right. If you can get to that point, there's a great chance that you'll see the Lady Knights at the Glass House.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. They play at Forest High School on February the 14th at 6 o'clock. They'll get the winner of the Forest Magnet game. They beat Forest 13-3 respectfully in those 2 matchups, and then they beat Magnet 24-26. On paper, you got to think Forest would win. They're at home. They'll beat Magnet, and then they'll play Forest in that second round to get into the championship game.
I think they're smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing, he says. Fairview 6-20, 4-10. The Lady Jackets lost to Stewart County 57-47 on Friday. They play at Stewart County. You know, by the time you see this in air, they would have already played at Stewart County in that opening round, 11 AA. In the 2 versus 7 game, they have not played Stewart County real well this year. They've gotten progressively better. But this is going to be a tall task for them to win that game. If they could pull off the upset, it would be pretty cool for them to get into the region tournament. It'd be the first time since I've been here in 5 years that they have done it. I'd love to see them do it. But best of luck to Coach McGowan and the Fairview Lady Jackets. All right, 11 AAA. Let's look at potential matchups on paper. This is what I've got out of the madness. We'll see how close I am, Mr. Producer, if this comes to fruition. Page versus Centennial Spring Hill. I think we'll both agree, or we'd likely hope that Centennial will win that game. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Centennial wins.
Okay, Centennial wins. Play Page. Page advances.
That's right. 2
versus 7 game. Dixon versus Independence.
Dixon.
3 game.
But no shame in that.
No, no, that's right. Number 3, Brentwood versus number 6, Franklin, my friend. What have you got, pal? What do you got on this one?
I got something for you, pal. That's what I was telling you back in my opinion. These 4, it's all about the matchup game. That's why the seeding is so. That's why the seedings are so important. Franklin is a bad matchup for Brentwood. If I'm Brentwood, I want Summit or I want Ravenwood. I do not want Franklin. And as we saw firsthand at Brentwood the last time, and they beat them on that last second shot, I don't like that for Brentwood. But again, they come out shooting like they did against Centennial. Now, the Wolfman's going to have something to do with that. But I don't like that matchup for Brentwood at all. I like Brentwood, but I don't like that matchup.
The $1 million question, will they be serving pinto beans and cornbread at Susan's Diner that night after the game
that's
in Chapel
a weekend.
Hill?
That's a weekend.
In Chapel Hill after a W over Brentwood. Listen.
Are you asking me?
Here is the recipe. Jillian King is the recipe, and Darcy Doran are the recipe for Franklin to win. I'll tell you why.
How many maximum turnovers?
You cannot have more than 3 turnovers. Listen to me. 3 or more turnovers is death. Death penalty, game's over.
This is like, I feel like I'm listening to Dilfer Dimes or something. Qualls Nuggets. I like it. Go ahead.
Qualls Nuggets.
This is good. This is a new piece. Kind of like, you ever seen Dilfer Dimes? It's good.
No, I'm not going to watch that. I'm just telling you. 3 or less turnovers, first 1, 2.
40.
Is going to win. all night long.
I agree
First
with
one to
that.
40, and it's going to be a low-scoring game because Wolfman's going to dial
Dictate
up
it.
something low and slow and ugly. The question is, can the seniors be a senior for one night, man?
All right,
and
what
have that one
shooting
senior?
percentage do the Trucial twins, if they hit this, it's a no-brainer, right?
If all three, Osgood and Trucial twins hit double digits, it's over.
It's over.
Over. One of those, my prediction is Osgood single digits, Trucial twins double a game. It's what's going to happen. If that happens, 2 of the 3, you've got a shot. I really think the way that'll happen is he'll dial up some craziness, look for the little diamond, look for the little this.
Question.
Franklin, Brentwood, last possession. Whoever makes a turnover at the very end, obviously, will not bode well for the win. So you just got you had a 15-point lead the other night. Franklin had a 15-point lead and had 5 straight turnovers.
Crazy.
You cannot turn the ball over in this game. Don't force anything. The slower you go in this game, the more it works for the Lady Rebs. Can they pull it off? Who you got? If this game is the game that's going to happen, we don't know yet. I just got it on paper. The computer analysis ran
Real quick, not
scenarios.
dodging. I'm saying this. Brentwood, if they play Summit or Ravenwood, Brentwood wins. If they play Franklin, Franklin wins.
You're going to go with the Lady Rebs.
Lady Rebels. So I'm assuming that your math is correct here.
Okay.
I'm going with the Lady Rebs.
4 or 5 games. Summit host Ravenwood.
Another one that's really tough. I think Ravenwood's a matchup problem for Summit.
So here's the thing: the first one to about 27 in this game's going to win. That's
Very
just, I
possible.
mean, they're both keep the score low. Jazz Harmon obviously is the key in this thing. If you can keep her off, I think Summit wins this game if this game's played at Summit.
Well, is it
And
safe
it's a
to
big
say
deal.
that Jazz is the best player on the court?
Yeah, but
There's other good ones, but she's the best player on the court.
she's probably
So-
the best player on the court. But that doesn't mean we can't.
I know that. That's what I'm
negate
saying.
the
But
fact that she is.
kind of the same deal. She puts up 15 to 20, Ravenwood wins.
Who you got?
I got Ravenwood. I think Ravenwood's a matchup problem for Summit.
Well, I got Summit. Paige, Dixon, Franklin, Summit in the region. Write it down, Mr. Producer. If these matchups happen, if they don't, you can just throw it out the window.
And Paige-
and we look like idiots that we are, so it doesn't matter.
Does Paige win no matter what?
Does Paige win 11 AAA?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Paige
agree.
wins 11 AAA.
I agree.
I think it comes down to a potential. I would like an all WCS Sports Conference district championship.
I think you're gonna see it.
Has not happened. Get this. Has not happened in the 5 years I've been here.
I think you're going to see
Dixon
it.
has run the table on us in girls basketball. I think this year that there's potential that it could be an all WCS Sports Conference. The question is, who's going to be with Paige? That means, if I'm not mistaken, it'd have to be a Summit Ravenwood winner.
Which
to beat
one of these
Dixon.
teams went to the state tournament last year?
Ravenwood.
I'm going with Ravenwood.
Oh, man. All right. On the boys' side, I'm going to let you address at this point in time. Mr. Producer, intern Lance, please cue the American flag and music in the background. Mr. AAA Basketball was announced, as well as the other classifications as well. Our very own Reese Glover gets snubbed, as well as everybody else in Middle Tennessee on the AAA side. KJ Johnson makes it on the AA side. Probably rightfully so, and I'm not even going to go into that.
Keon Johnson made it in D2.
Keon Johnson made it D2, probably rightfully so. But we get to the AAA side. We have 2 West Tennessee, 1 East Tennessee.
It never ceases to amaze me, man. Now, let's say this. One of those was James Wiseman.
Okay, so he's going to win it going away anyway.
That's right.
Anyway,
No
we
doubt.
knew that going in.
That's right.
Best player, not only in the state, the best player in the country.
Quite possibly.
He's going to win the AAA Mr. Basketball. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Being mentioned in that same breath with him and one other person is a right that I think that Reese Glover probably should have been in. A 2,000-point score. You know, you're ranked in AAA in the AAA poll. What more?
Well,
does
on the
guy have?
schedule you've done it against.
Well, yeah, and what more do you have to do? What I mean, I don't get it.
Well, the problem I have is, and I get it, how can you watch everybody play? But I just don't know how, if you truly looked at his body of work, I don't know how you don't think that he's one of the 3. Again, I'm totally with it. Wiseman wins. It's not even a conversation. But I don't know how you can look at his body of work, look at the competition he's done it against, you know, like you've mentioned, the Stratfords, the East Nashvilles. Those are good defensive teams, right? He's getting Cane Ridge, Centennial, you know. So, you know, but It is what it is.
He's averaging 26 a game. He's gonna close in at over 700 points for the season. He's done it against diamond and ones. He's done it against triangle and twos. We've and that's the thing. And our guys over here, they're trying to figure out a way to win. They're trying to beat Franklin, right? I get that. So we're going to run junk defenses at him, and Franklin wins about 7, maybe even 10 straight games since they've been doing that.
Right.
So his point production has gone down a little bit, but that's okay. He's still averaging 25 a game. He's a region tournament MVP from last year, the reigning region tournament MVP. The reigning district MVP, a 30 on the ACT. I mean, what more can you do as a kid, as an athlete? But you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. And I think it has a lot to do too. And I get so sick of talking about that. It's like a beauty contest. They look at your size, they look at your build, where you're playing, and they look at probably a lot of times who's offered you.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but it is what it is. All right, Brentwood. That's enough of that. 20-6, 12-3, lost at Cincinnati.
The most important question is, do you feel better?
I feel a little better.
Good. All right.
Lost to Centennial 61-38. If I rolled out the big red panic button for you right now, Tate, are you pushing it?
Yes. Yes. What's that new? Have you seen the new game show with Ellen? Where you fall?
Yes.
Oh gosh, yes, big time, man. And not because of nothing about Centennial. We know Centennial's really good. They're scary to everybody.
I'm going to make a prediction right here while you're on it.
Brentwood was the team that Centennial struggled with.
While you're on it, use it as motivation, everybody against me. Centennial Cougars are your District 11 AAA district tournament champions. I'm calling it right here.
Wow.
If they play like they did on Friday night.
No ifs. They either are or they aren't.
Hey, when they play like they did Friday night, you can't touch them. Unguardable. They hit threes, extra passes. I was so impressed with their ball moving off the secondary offense. So good. Brentwood, it was to the point, I don't know if they knew what happened. It's like they run into a juggernaut, like they run into a buzzsaw. They didn't even have any fight. After the first quarter, this thing was decided going into halftime. It was over. It was just a matter of how bad. And they got up 30 at one time and ended up 61-38. Here's the crazy thing. Brentwood's got independence. They've got independence left. 57-45 they won last time, Tate. Let me put this on you. If Independence, which you can book, it's going to keep it around that 45, 50-point total. If Independence was to pull off this upset and Centennial wins, who they've got, and Centennial wins, they got Ravenwood. Centennial will be the second place and Brentwood slides to third. That is head-scratching to me and a lot of people. I don't think we quite pushed the panic button yet, but it is eye-opening, I think, more so for the Centennial aspect as it is the Brentwood aspect. I think Centennial is peaking at the right time. They hit the stride at the right time. This potential battle of Franklin game could be something special.
Yeah, without a doubt. Well, I don't think it's a surprise because they do it every year. Every year, come tournament time, they're playing their best basketball. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I know nobody wants to see Centennial in the tournament. The thing that is a surprise to me again, I thought Brentwood was the team that gave Centennial the most trouble. You know, you look at the two Franklin games. They win the first one, and they lost by 2 last week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Had a chance to win at the end, right? Those two are very evenly matched. So, and then they dang sure are some matchup problems for the other people in the league.
You can't press them. You can't play half court.
Well, is it safe to say? I mean, they have more athleticism at the guard position.
Well, he's the best guard in the league.
Well, but I'm talking about all of them. I mean, when you put them together.
Straight guard. Reese is not considered. I guess he is.
They're different.
Reed Kemp's a straight guard, right?
Yeah, I like him.
I like him too. But Reese Glover is a shooting guard. Trey Carlton is a combo guard.
That's right.
Best combo guard in the league as far as handling the ball, doing the things he needs to do.
Playing
because
defense,
that dude is just, he really can be at some point in times in the game a difference maker, and he's unguardable. It keeps you from pressing him. But the most important thing is the way they've been able to handle that, way he's been able to handle that maturity-wise. The half-court offense they're running, right? They run a little bit of a dribble drive. They run a lot of bit of a flex options off that. They're very patient. They're doing the right things to win. It's a great mix. I have to give it to Pete Frost. It's a great mix of let's push it, get it out secondary, we hit the wings, trail man, swing it, double away. if we don't get the primary break, which is Trey Carlton taking it to the hole, then we run the secondary break. And once they get it off that, if you don't have a shot, we're going straight into what the flex scheme, if you will, on some things with the dribble drive. And they're really, really patient. It is a great mix. And when those kids buy into that, you know who succeeds off that? Patrick Garrett, sitting out there waiting for the collapse to happen to kick out and bust a three. This kid has come on the scene. Great for him. Andrew Ellison with 11 in the post.
That's right.
Harry Lackey for Brentwood had 10 the other night. Only person in double digits for the Bruins. No way in 11 AAA you can win with one person in double digits.
Well,
unless they have 50.
And you think about that. Here Brentwood is. They're a 20-win team. They're a 20-win team. They beat them by 23 points.
Ranked 10th in the mid-state.
Ranked 10th in the mid-state. And they have 3 guys that score as much as their leading scorer. You're right. So that's scary. I think it's scary to everybody. You know they're going to be ready come tournament time. But and you're right. That's what you knew. Trey Carlton's going to play. You know, you're not going to shut him down. He's kind of like Glover, right? All you can do is try to limit him. You still and we didn't even mention Dusty Williams in there, right? So now you got Andrew Ellison scoring 11 and Patrick Garrett scoring 10. That's scary.
Well, you've got Alex Wall in there that plays great defense. You've got Isaiah Poore that comes in off the bench.
I like him a lot.
You've got all those kids, but you talk about Dusty Williams. Dusty does so many things for them to win that doesn't even show up on the stat sheet. The rebounds, the tips, the putbacks, all those little things that you might not see as much. You know, he only had 5 points in this game, but what he brought to the table, if he's not on the floor, it's not a 30-point win.
That's right.
You know, it's just Centennial looking really, really good. They play Ravenwood. They won 59-39 last time. Do you see any hiccups for them in this last game against Ravenwood?
No.
So they're going to win. They're going to finish at 12-4. The million-dollar question then comes down to, can the Bruins beat Independence? And you know Coach Kyle is looking to get that win to try to get themselves in position. They are in the 8th spot. They're going to get the 8th spot, but they would love nothing more than to get that win prior to playing Spring Hill to get ready for Franklin.
Without a doubt.
So
yeah, I mean that you're right. They better be ready. If they don't show up in the right mindset, yes, Independence can and will beat them.
Franklin 20-6, 13-2. They dropped their first game in a while to Dixon County, 69-56. Coach Jay Johnson reminded me this is the exact same thing that happened to the 1989 team. They dropped the game to Dixon after they had clinched 11 AAA. Franklin does clinch with Centennial winning. I know that's not the way Coach Jones wanted to win it, but he did win regular season champions. Congratulations to the Rebels. They have Spring Hill left. They won by 51 last time. Don't see any kind of only thing that could be a hiccup is if Spring Hill has a blown out tire on the bus or something doesn't happen, they don't get there. I hope that doesn't happen to them. But I mean, really, short of that, Franklin will win this last game to go to 21-6, 14-2, in 11 AAA. They're going to be sitting back waiting on the winner of the Independent Spring Hill game on Friday. They'll play that.
Which will be Independence.
And I'm going to just tell you, don't think for a second that Franklin's going to walk in there and waltz through this thing. It's just going to be an absolute dog fight. And can you imagine if Independence wins and beats Brentwood, beats Spring Hill, and then turn around and beat Franklin to open round and send, I mean, shock the world.
Shock the world.
Shock the world.
Boy, that would change things.
Not going to happen, though.
Big time.
Indy 7-18, 4-11, beat Spring Hill 73-52. They've got Brentwood layoff. They did lose by 12 last time they play Spring Hill, and then get Franklin. Keep your eyes on this Brentwood game between Indy. It's going to be very interesting. Page 11-15, 7-9 in district play. They lost to Summit 54-40 quietly. The Spartans are climbing the ladder, my friend. Watch out for them. If Summit loses to Dixon and Ravenwood beats Centennial, listen to this lineup. Ravenwood will be 5th, Summit 6th, Page 7th. If Summit wins and Ravenwood loses, there'll be a coin toss between Ravenwood and Page for 6th, and Summit will be sitting in the 4th spot. First round game, 4-5 slot will get the winner of that coin toss. It could be nuts. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Ravenwood 10-13, 6-9. They beat Nashville Christian 65-55. Summit 8-10, 6-7. Beat Page 54-40. Tristan Conger, freshman point guard, 14 points. Kanata Wirtz 12, and the Wade Twins at 7. If that continues to happen, the Wade Twins score double digits each,
you're in trouble.
You are in trouble.
Don't forget, they lost to Franklin by 2 earlier in the week last week. And I mean, it came down to the end, brother.
Dollar question is, can Old Sparty put 4 quarters together? I believe they can. I believe they're figuring it out. It's going to be crazy. Nolensville 17-9, 9-1. They are your District 12 AA champions. Congratulations, the Lady Knights and Knights sweep 12 AA. They beat Community 74-40. They'll get the Community Giles County winner on Friday, February the 15th at Forest, 6 o'clock. They automatically get into the region. Game scares me just a little bit. I think Community beats Coach Billy Holt and the Giles County Bobcats. That Community game's awful close. Last time it's been close both times. That game scares me a little bit. You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay. I like the way you're thinking. And the hottest team in the WCS Sports Conference, 25-2, Tate. 13-1. The Yellow Jackets of Fairview, Coach McCoy and his crew, man, they beat Stewart County 64-42 on Friday. They clinched the 11 AA championship. They've won 11 in a row. They're head and shoulders better than every team over there. But they've got to play. They can't just toy around with them. Hickman County has taken them to the wire twice. You know, some of these other teams, they got beat Lewis County early as one of the 2 losses early on a fluke deal where a kid hit a last-second shot. You've got to play. You got to own it from this point forward because you haven't lost since December something. You haven't lost. You've won all these games in a row, 11 games in a row. Now you play East Hickman. You've beaten them 30 both times. Don't see any hiccups there. And then when they get to that second round, it's at Stewart County. You've got to be the Yellow Jackets you've been all year long. Run through this thing like you're supposed to. Win it. Get the #1 seed. Stay opposite of Nolo. And let's get a Nolensville-Fairview matchup in the region championship.
That'd be awesome. And they are. You mentioned those Hickman County games, the Hickman County games, the Creekwood games. They played them differently. They're trying to muddy that game up, you know, like low and slow and ugly. They're used to that now. They know how to do it. Coach can show them the film. This is a mature team. They got too many players. They got too many competitors. I'm not worried about that at all.
Trent Turner, DJ Estes, we always talk about those guys. Mason McGowan in the post, kind of coming around now. You know, you got Cam Harris-Lusk. You've got –
an athlete.
Yeah, you keep going down the list, and it's pretty amazing to watch. The post kid in the 4 for them, the forward, the blonde-headed guy, forgive me for forgetting his name. He's a kid to watch. He's the glue to this thing. He is the nasty, nasty dude, man. I mean,
gotta have those.
He gets in there and he gets the rebounds, and he's getting his feet stepped on and pushed around, and he comes up with the ball, and he's kind of the enforcer, if you will. And he does a really good job. Trent Turner, DJ Estes, if they get rolling, score double digits, it's off to the races.
Well, and they haven't had to do it in a while, but either one of them is capable of going for 30 or 40. Either one of them. Easy. So I don't know that anybody else in there has anybody like that.
11 AAA boys standings. If we played it tonight on paper, this is not going to be accurate, but we're going to play it anyway. We're going to play hypotheticals. Franklin versus Indy Spring Hill winner. Let's go on and pencil, or put in with a pen, rather. Independence beat Spring Hill.
No doubt.
Franklin, Independence, round 1, Friday night.
Franklin.
I'm with you. Brentwood, if they get in the 2 spot, they're going to beat Independence. I believe that'll happen. Ravenwood, Page, coin toss loser. Who wins the coin toss? Let's say Ravenwood wins. Ravenwood wins the coin toss. So Page, Brentwood, first round.
Gosh.
Now think about that. What happened a week ago? Harry Lackey had to score 9 points with a minute and a half to go to beat them by 1.
Yeah, well, Page is scary. They're like what you're talking about.
Can you imagine if the Page Patriots in that slot could come out and beat them?
They can.
And Brentwood be put out.
Friday night would scare me. Now, they can, you know.
That's if that happens. All right, Centennial. Let's say the Centennial's on in the 3 slot. They get the Ravenwood Centennial matchup, which they play again, so it'd be twice in a week.
Not a good matchup for Ravenwood.
Not a good matchup, Centennial. Dixon County, Summit.
Not a good matchup for Dixon County.
Ooh, man.
No,
so your 4 teams, moving on.
So it's like in football, we always talk about when you get to the playoffs, the freshmen aren't freshmen anymore. Same thing in basketball, man. Those kids aren't – they're starting 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores, right?
So
now they're starting 3 sophomores.
So you got Summit moving on.
Brother, the team I watched play Franklin
if this is the matchups.
Yeah.
We'll know more about it later in the week, obviously. I'm sorry, I wish we had it today, but we haven't played up. So you're saying if Summit and Dixon play, Summit's moving on?
Yes.
All right, so who's your middle guys? I think you're going to say Centennial. I'm going to agree with you on that.
I wouldn't mess with Centennial right now.
Is the fourth team moving on from Region 6, District 11 AAA into Region 6?
That means it comes down to the Page-Brentwood game, right?
Yeah, if it's played that way.
I think Brentwood nothing against Page. I think Coach No's got a tough group. I think they're going to show up and make it tough. But I think Brentwood gets this figured out come tournament time. Coach Shirley's he's a great coach.
20 wins, man, every year.
Yeah, okay, 20 wins in AAA basketball. It's not like we're playing, Nashville. By the way, it was Nashville. We don't want to take
Nashville
a shot at your buddy Coach Sigenthaler. It was Nashville Central Christian. that Ravenwood laid a double smackdown on. So
sorry, that was some good late planning.
I don't want Sig texting you and saying, "Hey, man."
I know that he watches this show.
That's right. So, but I think Brentwood gets figured out. But man, okay, hottest team though. Who's the hottest team going into the tournament?
Out of the 11 AAA group?
Yes.
Centennial.
I agree.
They're trending up. They look better. They feel good. I think it's a combination between Centennial and Summit. I think those are the two best playing teams right now going in there. I think Franklin, it's literally a conversation in the locker room and a flip of the switch, and they'll be right there in that conversation. I think those three teams are trending up. I think Brentwood, Indy, and Ravenwood are, I don't know if you want to call it flatlined or not, plateaued, whatever, but I think the other three teams are really looking good. And they could probably all three show us that we are complete idiots when it comes down to this, this particular segment. But that's my deal for Don.
I think Page, Ravenwood, Indy, I think they are what they are. I think, I think Summit, there's so much potential, and it all clicks. I think that's what's scary. And then Brentwood, which one shows up? So
we have made enough people's ears bleed if they're still with us today. Can't wait to talk about this after it's over. The seedings come out. Look for our potential district tournament seeding special show. Thank you for joining us on WCS Sports Connection. We'll see you next time.